I'm Denise.
And I'm Paul.
And we're
Part-Time Hippies.
This week on Part-Time Hippies, we travel to the Tennessee side of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, particularly focusing on Cades Cove, an early mountain community. We'll see this church, blacksmithing, the Grist Mill, various outbuildings, and Rebbeccacable's house. We'll view vast mountain meadows and, of course, bears. Join us for a trip around Cades Cove. So the road makes a loop around the cove, but be sure to allow plenty of time to view. 2 to 4 hours is the recommendation. This is because people will stop in the middle of the road to take a picture from their car. By the time you get to the wildlife, it's moved on and you might not get the picture. Plus, it's just a one-way road around the loop. However, your patience will be rewarded when you see the remaining buildings of Cades Cove and the wildlife that enjoys the meadows and its grasses. We'll start at the Tennessee-North Carolina state line and move towards Tennessee. You can see the North Carolina side in our previous video. We begin with the beautiful horses of Cades Cove, but be careful not to pet them. Horses may bite or kick. However, they sure are pretty to look at. As we approach Cades Cove, the landscape changes and we come across this old church. The architecture is simple, but its traditions remain rich. Evidence is in this old piano. It wasn't in tune, but I played Amazing Grace anyway. It just seemed to fit. The exterior with its bell tower reminds us of a time without cell phones, when the church bell would invite people to worship. Now we approach the meadows and a small visitor center. A great place to stop before getting too bogged down in traffic. Behold the wide open views. Let's explore the village of Cades Cove. You can see the value of lumber there as we pass by, and we see the need for storage of farm equipment, and the buildings are crafted to meet their needs, even storing the lumber itself. Let's continue walking until we see this grist mill. It's responsible for grinding wheat and flour for the community. They are in the process of restoring it, and it still has some pretty views when you look out the window. Let's see what the docent says about it.
First built from 1868 to 1874 by John Cable. He was a local farmer and he operated this as a community mill. So on Saturdays, other farmers from around the Cove would come here with their grain. In exchange for 1/8 of the raw material, he'd grind it up for them into flour or corn.
Okay, there's the grist mill under there. Does it still work?
So we were grinding corn here back in August. Normally we're operational, but at the moment they're doing some restoration work outside. Once that's finished, we should be running.
Okay, because I see a lot of moss on it, so that makes sense.
We stroll around more storage buildings where you can get an idea of what the lifestyle really was like way back then. You'll see old farm equipment and logs. listen to some mountain music as we stroll along. This is Rebbeccacable's house. According to the signage there, Rebbeccacable was better known as Aunt Becky to the Cades Cove community. She bought this house in 1887 with her brother Dan, and together they operated a store out of it for 8 years. Residents of the Cove were without a doubt familiar with the Cables. Never married, she owned over 600 acres in the Cove and kept busy taking care of farm and cattle raising chores, spinning, weaving, knitting, among other tasks. When her brother was hospitalized for mental illness and his wife contracted tuberculosis, Aunt Becky took in her nieces and nephews. The Greg Cable House was moved from its original site on Forge Creek Road to this current location following the death of Aunt Becky. Frame homes with clapboard siding were common among Cades Cove homes. This modern look is contrary to the popular belief that all residents lived in log cabins. Sawmills and advancing technology made hewing logs and chinking obsolete. Becky Cable became concerned for her own life when in her late 80s she became seriously ill. She called on Cove neighbor and skilled craftsman John McCauley to make her coffin. He obliged, but Becky soon made a full recovery and lived nearly a decade longer, to the age of 96. She thanked Mr. McCauley anyways with a knit pair of socks. After we visited Cades Cove, we just had to go to Sevierville, Tennessee, to the Apple Barn, and Paul absolutely loved the Apple Barn.
In fact, I loved it so much for lunch, we had to go back again for dinner.
It was really, really delicious and lots of food. When our girls were little, we had to show them the goat coaster at a place called Goats on the Roof, where you could feed the goats.
All right.
Happy days.
Happy days.
The goats get to eat.
Happy
Happy goats.
But soon things must have changed because these eggs came and the dinosaurs took over the park. In addition to the goat coaster, there now are dinosaurs like this goat climbing on top of the T-Rex. We hope that you enjoyed our two-part series on the Great Smoky Mountains National Park and surrounding areas. Part 1 was Cherokee and North Carolina, and this is Part 2, which is Tennessee and the surrounding areas, including Cades Cove. And now, enjoy some outtakes while we show the credits and our theme song, Part-Time Hippie Blues.
I'm tired of working long hours all day and all night. I'm tired of working long hours all day and all night. I'm tired of all the powers thinking that they are right. I've got the part-time hippie blues, tired of hearing bad news. I've got the part-time hippie blues, tired of hearing bad news. I gotta be free, feeling new, but I'm working, so I'm blue. Resting by the river or hiking by the stream. Resting by the river or hiking by the stream. Won't someone pinch me, 'cause I'm living the dream. I got the part-time hippie blues, tired of hearing bad news. I've got the part-time hippie blues, tired of hearing bad news. I've gotta be free, feeling new, but I'm working, so I'm blue. I gotta be
Gotta stand closer to me and get a.
I've got it zoomed in, honey. Look how fast they move their tongues. You're making them reach, Paul. Ooh. I hear some horns clicking. Black one wants this one out of the way. Whoa! Oh, they're gonna have a fight. Okay, black one, you can have some. Give the black one some so they don't fight. Black and white.